I was watching a tennis match when a concerning incident occurred. One player, Ons Jabeur, appeared to suffer a new injury. Although she'd overcome knee and shoulder problems in 2024 and had been playing well in 2025, this seemed like a completely separate issue. Her husband and fitness trainer, Kareem, and her coach, Sam, must have been extremely worried. I noticed her calf had been re-strapped, suggesting a possible muscle spasm might be the cause, but the situation looked serious. It was incredibly disheartening to witness another injury for someone who'd already endured so much. Her disappointment was evident on her face. You could tell instinctively that something was seriously wrong. She was visibly upset. A medical timeout was called. Fortunately, it happened after she'd won the game, so she wouldn't lose anything during the break. Her opponent, Paolini, showed excellent sportsmanship. I remembered Jabeur mentioning in an interview how friendly Paolini was on tour. They're both incredibly well-liked on the WTA Tour, not just for their playing abilities but also for their graciousness and conduct off the court. Looking back at the moment she went down, it was clear the injury was quite severe. I felt immense sympathy for her, given her history of injuries and the heartbreaking losses she'd suffered, especially that Wimbledon final against Rybakina a couple of years ago. It was a shame to see Jabeur withdraw. I'd really hoped she'd be able to continue. It contrasted sharply with Paolini's situation. She'd battled through her own injury problems to progress in the tournament. This situation made me think about the high incidence of injuries among top female players. Raducanu, Osaka, and Jabeur all spring to mind. They've all dealt with significant injuries throughout their careers. I sincerely hope they all recover quickly. My attention then shifted to other matches. Leylah Fernandez was losing, which was disappointing. I'd personally loved to see a rematch between her and Raducanu. Iga Swiatek was playing the following day, while Aryna Sabalenka was playing that very day. Later that evening, there was a fascinating match between Zheng Qinwen and Taylor Townsend. I didn't think Townsend stood much of a chance, but it promised to be an interesting encounter. I felt Townsend should be incredibly proud of herself for reaching the third round, especially considering her stronger background in doubles. It was wonderful to see her competing in singles. The tournament schedule had changed, with morning matches being added towards the weekend. Swiatek and Madison Keys were playing the next day, big names. Raducanu had impressively beaten Emma Navarro the previous day, a significant upset. I recalled two other upsets, Anett Kontaveit losing to a relatively unknown wildcard player from the Philippines, and I wondered if this wildcard might make a serious run in the tournament. Robak had also won her first-round match quite easily. We were approaching the point in the tournament where I wondered if any of the top four players, Sabalenka, Keys, Swiatek, and Mira Andreeva, would be eliminated before the semifinals. Andreeva's recent victories at Indian Wells and Dubai made her a strong contender. There was so much exciting tennis to watch. I was filming in a different city today, here in Texas, and I had some flowers behind me in the studio. I wanted to thank everyone for watching. I know you have many options when it comes to tennis analysis, but I appreciate you choosing to watch my show on Best Muscle Video on YouTube. There's a thanks button on the video player where you can easily send me some money. Any amount helps. I really appreciate the support, and I love seeing those thanks notifications pop up. When you send a donation, it pings the video and then I pin it at the top. I read all the comments too, so thank you for those as well. Feel free to comment below, connect with me on Instagram, or even text me. I'll share my number after you send a thanks notification. If you don't want to send money, subscribing is also greatly appreciated. It's what everyone says, but it really does help. The Miami Open is still in its first week, a 2-week event. Danielle Collins, the feisty American and defending champion, was playing later that evening. Could she defend her title? I was watching the broadcast now, and the women's draw looked very interesting, especially with Swiatek still in the tournament. Let's see what happens. Keep watching Best Muscle Video on YouTube. Don't forget the thanks button and the subscribe button. I love you all. Bye.